ass at the bottom. Goddamn. Dusty hands. Is that okay? Does that look cool for the video? I don't know.
It looks like you're a fiend for Hyper 8.
Alright guys, so we are here today on a mission. We are here at Still Supplements, my sponsor of 2 years. They picked me up at a very, very low point in my life, and super thankful to Jason and Paul for bringing me onto the team right before things started to go really well for me in 2020.
Yeah. All right, where we at?
It's Still HQ today. We got the boss man here, Jason. He's gonna show us around, give us a tour.
What's going on, guys? So this is HQ of the steel warehouse here. We got about 60,000 square feet. It consists of IT, marketing department, CS, packing, shipping, the whole nine. So we're gonna give you a quick tour of the facility here. CFO Betty, my humble abode. Garage, the Batmobile.
Yes. Very nice.
The real Batmobile.
Ooh, okay.
This is Paul's office.
Where all the magic happens.
That is a pretty sweet setup, being able to drive right in. Thank you, sir.
Come back here. You want to get the fun stuff?
Hey, yo.
Here's where the employees, athletes, blow some steam. We got tennis, indoor soccer, basketball.
Got like a leg massage?
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Is this what you guys bring to the shows and stuff?
Yeah, we take to the shows, the expos. We've had her for, oh my gosh, we've had, wow, 54 in there.
Yeah, that's how you pull up right there. Thank you.
So in here, every single order that we receive online, it's packed and shipped. QC down this line here. Everybody's gone for the day. Everything that leaves this building gets blessed by the good old American flag.
Love it. How many employees do you have?
In this facility here, we're at about 60.
Okay.
And then we have our print facility. Oh gosh, we have another 15 over there. And then in terms of affiliates and athletes around the world, a few hundred. That's
awesome.
And we're growing, constantly growing.
Yeah.
And here you have the crown jewel.
Yes.
And everybody, it's private, friends, family, athletes, employees. You can come train anytime you want.
Did they get to train with you?
I don't do much training anymore. I'm here. I do some stretching, and if anybody has any questions, I throw the tips where I need to. My dad's here all the time.
Okay.
Somewhere, Paul. He's training here all the time. But yeah, I don't. I haven't been hitting the weights lately. I've been so focused on business and building this empire of a business and working on expanding. So
True.
I haven't spent much time training people, but I am here daily, getting a walk, a stretch, breathing techniques, maybe a little yoga. I know it seems sacrilegious in this area, but
Ooh, that's a beautiful cabinet. So, give us the plan for today, sir.
Plan for today is to film an interview, then film a workout, then film a posing routine.
Sweet.
What games do you play?
I got I play a lot of RPG, Skyrim, Fallout, Mass Effect's my favorite of all time. Really? So my post today on Instagram is basically going to be telling people I'm here filming stuff and projects are going on and things of that nature. So I need to not just have me in the photo too, because that doesn't show that I'm actually helping or doing anything.
what was the choice to not go so hard hitting your track this time?
I wanted to do something different. I've been doing the same type of routine since 2018. I originally did a slow song years ago, and I didn't quite get the reception I wanted, and that kind of led me to stray away from doing slow routines for a long, long time.
So he's basically just getting
This shot is
POV shot.
Okay. Oh, so I'll just wait till you come over.
Exactly. So the second you open the box, just open it, reveal, and then stop.
Okay.
And then come around and finish.
Alright guys, so I have not weighed myself since weigh-ins at the Arnold, where I weighed 173 with clothes on. So let's see how much I'm weighing. So actually, let me take my shoes off to give it a little bit more accuracy. I had clothes on, but no shoes. Alright, pretty similar outfit. Up about 3-ish pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, not too shabby.
3 days, 3 pounds.
Yeah, that's a good progress.
Yep.
Gain a pound a day. I'll be pretty huge come Olympia time.
Shit, I know. 8 months worth of days. That's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, honestly, one of the keys to that, guys, is not to have a crazy rebound, is not to use diuretics. Honestly, that's if you can do it without that, that's definitely a healthier option to go into your prep. The only thing I use is dandelion root, and it's great. I don't have to rebound. I feel great. My ankles don't swell up. Tons of it's healthier, tons of benefits. Yeah. So just I figured I wanted to show you guys that little tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
Should we expect to see a different Terrence Ruffin at the Olympia stage?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to complain, and so a lot of people don't know the struggles and stuff during these preps, but the last 2 preps have only been about 6 weeks long. That's not an ideal situation to be in at all. I haven't had an off season in 2 years, and even with that being said, I've still beaten some of the best, athletes on the planet. Whether it was COVID, surgeries, passing of loved ones, that kind of just derailed my prep off season, but not. I'm still able to do quite a bit under that pressure. I think now that things have cooled down, I have this time off to actually make improvements and be better at that. It's really, really going to show in December.
What are going to be the major differences if you had to describe it to the layman?
It's funny, people say I have a pretty proportionate physique now. I think it'll be even better. I think there's still some improvements to the upside to on. Nothing glaring, like major, but I think, slight changes, a little bit bigger forearms, calves, things of that nature, hamstrings, some subtle changes there. Really help make the feet.
Paul, can I ask you a question? For the camera. Yeah, okay.
Oh, in that case.
Terrence talks really highly of your work, and I mean, I'm a big fan as well. Like, you make some really good videos. What's your general process? Like, how do you approach these things? You know what I mean?
It's well, dependent on the video that we're making. I usually get inspired a lot of my work through my music. So I love music. I really love music, and I think it's a great foundation to lay out something, especially if I'm listening, much like he does with his posing, is which is awesome because being in the bodybuilding world, I'm an avid poser. I love that art as well. So when I hear something, especially music or sound design, but usually it's music, but something that speaks to me, I can just start putting together scenes out of like nothing, and then I'm like, oh man, like I just start listening to music and then start manifesting these ideas of how I think a scene could portray with that music. But it really, a lot of it really spawns through music, man. I have such a deep love for music, and from like orchestration from like movie scores or just general music that has a lot of depth to it. When I listen to it, I kind of hear a story being told, and it kind of falls into place. But that's one of my major elements that gets a lot of my videos going. Mm-hmm. It's building off of just my love for music.
Do you pick the song first, or
right? So
how do you do that?
It's funny because like things that I'm really passionate about, when I'm really passionate about something, usually the song is what comes first. and I envision it, and then I lay it out.
Okay.
And it's almost like it's something I love about like my path of how I do things is like I'll hear music, and like I said, like the scenes just start like popping into my head, and then once I get like a beginning scene, and as I continue to listen to the music, like the next scenes come, like, oh man, this will work here, 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 and it kind of just unravels like that. So I like to like either train or while I'm driving in the car, I'll just be listening to different movie scores, to different, just music with depth, you know, stuff that you can really emotionally captivate people with, and kind of build it out from there. But for stuff that I'm kind of like, when it comes to ads or more forced things, that it is a little bit more forced, so I kind of start building off an idea first, and then I start to just put in the sound design and stuff from there. But for the stuff that I really enjoy, the stuff that I like to make and that I'm like, dude, I love this, it looks so sick, usually is spawned from the music.
Okay.
So I'll listen to a song, and if I'm like, it speaks to me in a way, I'm like, dude, I already know what I'm gonna shoot, and it happens like those really badass videos that I love creating, dude, I think of those in like, they're like 10 minutes. They're like almost completely done in 10 minutes from like start to finish. But the stuff that I'm kind of forced to make, like with the ads and stuff, that it takes a little bit longer because I have to like compose things, and I'm thinking a lot about the customer rather than like an entertainment aspect.
Right,
so
right,
it's a little different. But yeah, the stuff that I love to do, man, making that cinematography, like beautiful cinematic movie style stuff, that stuff is just like it comes to me a lot smoother when I just like let things kind of caress over, and music just kind of spill over me, and then I absorb it, and then kind of goes from there. But music is a huge starting point for me.
Okay.
Oh, those shoes are cool.
They are
Are
actually
those from a company too?
they're from just Nike, but the
Oh.
cool thing is it's made out of all recycled material. Yeah.
Ah, good for you.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let me do something semi-nice. I mean, they probably still came out with a sweatshop, but
Right.
at least it's a little less
They're
like
allegedly
a little less
yeah.
a little less bad for the world.
Definitely still China sweatshop, but